You remember?
Yeah,
Right time, you know.
And then this one is in there.
Still, her memory.
he was the
Oh, yeah.
of that house.
No.
Oh, I
And I
see.
said, well, are you selling it?
And through that, then feel her here with us. About now, she's passing out the nuts and bringing out the beverage options. So I don't want to take up too much time, but I do want to share something that stood out to me recently. A couple days ago, I was looking for that last right picture or phrase or something to finish the program, and I was thumbing through her Vashon Island yearbook, her high school yearbook, and there it was. And it was just so cool to see that even clear back then, they knew her so spot on. She was as unassuming as a violet and just as sweet. And I think that is exactly
Over the last almost dozen years that she was in our life, and her perspectives and her just her sensibilities and her beliefs. I just really appreciated that, and had kind of resonated when we first met. I thought, this is somebody that I just know they're close to me already. So we commiserated a little here and there about Alaska fishing, and I've enjoyed sharing stories about that and have that in common. And so we just feel real blessed that she was able to find us, and shared some life together. So she'll be missed.
Years ago, I was sitting eating my lunch. I got a phone call, and the woman said, "You have a mother that is 93 years old, and she lives in Seattle, and she still drives." And I could hardly believe it. So it didn't take me long to get a phone call to her, and got together for the first time. I came to Seattle. Then we started coming more and more, and I was trying to talk her into coming down where we could take care of her a little better. So she finally agreed to come to Vancouver. She didn't want to be a nuisance to us, which she never will. But anyway, it was a joyous occasion when I got her to come down. And she stayed in Vancouver for a while, and then I said I had a small apartment downstairs, so come live here with us. So I finally got her to, and it wasn't long. Friends and relatives and people were coming and going to see Edith. They loved to get together with her, and she always had a good story. And it was just a wonderful occasion, and we got her down here, and we were able to take care of her quite a bit better. And she loved the grandkids and the kids and the great grandkids, and she tried to help them out in their schooling and stuff. It's a great thing to have her be able to come and share her perspective of life. So anyway, looks like this has happened because of her. She was able to get things going for us. And, that's one thing she could do better than anybody I ever knew. It's fish. She could fish with. She was an excellent cook. I just, not too many things that I could say that wouldn't be her. She's just a wonderful woman. And, as hard to believe that this happened. It happened like this. It'd be nice if we could do it again.
It makes me sad not to be a part of this once-in-a-lifetime event and to learn more about the beautiful woman Edith was. Please give your family regards from all 6 of us sisters who got to share in her life and so appreciated the friendship those 2 white-haired women had. When Mom saw a woman looking at the vacant duplex next to her, she said, "Oh good, she has white hair." I don't think there was a better way to spend the last few years of life than what Edith and Mom shared. Checking in on each other every day, sharing meals and daily happy hours, talking about things that mattered to them after so many years of life's experiences. Always happy and smiling. My fondest memory of them was when Mom was in the hospital with only a couple of days to live. Edith showed up to visit, and when she saw Mom in a rather bereft state, immediately crawled into bed with her, looked her straight in the eye, and told her not to die. And how much Mom meant to her. We left the 2 of them their privacy, but I would love to have heard their last murmurings to each other, as I am sure they encapsulated the essence of their friendship. And the picture would not be complete without their son, Steve, who lived as a conscientious caretaker, fixing things, gathering mail, adding perspective to their lives, and bringing pizza and beer once a week for the 3 of them to share. He lived 2 doors down. I'm sorry not to be there, but all of the Peters girls send their love. Eric and the rest of your family. Kay.
Hi everyone, my name is Laura. I'm Edith's great-granddaughter. I just wrote a little something that I wanted to say.
I met Edith when I was 11. It's not often you discover a secret great-grandmother at that age. I guess I was just lucky. I remember visiting her home in Seattle and meeting the bubble man that lived in her basement. Learning she was a fisherwoman, learning she had traveled the world, learning that she could still touch her toes. Edith was full of surprises and full of stories, which is to be expected from a world traveler. Something I learned from her is that it's never too late to embark on a new journey. Whether it be travel, a hobby, a relationship, while we still breathe, our possibilities are infinite. Edith was the kind of person who embraced possibilities, who found joy in each of her days. I think that is something we can all strive for. I am grateful to be here with you all today to celebrate Edith's life and all her stories. Saying goodbye is never easy, but it is softened by the presence of those who love us. I'm so grateful for the time I got to spend with Edith, and I hope she's found peace on this next great journey. Thank you.
Hi everybody. My name's Mary Todd. I'm Norm's wife. I just had a few thoughts as well. I always had the sense when I was with Edith that things were okay. I felt like she really had it together, and I really appreciated just that sense of everything is just going to be okay when I was around her. She was obviously a hard worker. She was an amazing cook. I was talking with folks here in the group. We were talking about favorite recipes. I mean, that salmon bowl with the walnuts and the cream cheese. Who could do that better? The list goes on with things that she could prepare but also shared. And she always seemed to have time for her friends and her family. She was a very skilled storyteller, as you all know. I think her deliberate style was what I loved. She was very slow in delivering the story, and she brought you along. She gave you all the details, and you really felt like you were there. You could understand the story and almost feel like you were in it. And I know how deliberate she was because I heard some of those stories probably 3 or 4 times, and they were the same. Well, every time she'd get all the facts right and could really recall them. And there was always something humorous in her stories, almost always. That was something that she brought to it that made her smile and the rest of us smile when we heard it. And a lot of times her story would conclude in, well, that was something. I remember that phrase she used, well, that was something. So overall, I'm just so grateful that to have been had an opportunity to have Edith in our lives. I'm so grateful. She brought into our life her trust and her love, and I feel like she completed a story for us, and I thank her for that, and I can hear her now. Well, wasn't that something? So thanks for being here, guys. I'm sure glad we're able to celebrate her together.
Say that they had so many friends from all of her times in her life that she did, and I've never met anyone that could love, is unconditionally love people. Edith was my aunt, and you just, she always loved everybody and cared for everybody. She had such an amazing heart, and she set an example that just second to none. She's just a neat lady with integrity and dignity and such a sense of humor that so yeah, neat lady.
Yeah, her sense of humor was remarkable.
Yeah.
And the ability to talk about anything, almost any subject that you would want to talk about, she had thought about it usually, or could contribute to, you know, or so that was really special.
Yes, she loved she drew people into her. And you always felt better, you know, when you're there. And the sad thing is, the apartment that I furnished her for the last years of her life is just dead now.
Oh.
So it's hard for me to buy it, because the things that she was able to do is something I'll never forget.
Totally.
Dressed
Perfect.
the earring matched. Yeah, Grandma and her had that common too. They would always like, they wouldn't be caught dead without their pearls or their, you know, their matching outfits. Yeah.
Margaret, you have that also, right?
I guess I'd like to say something. My name is Chris. Mom and I are neighbors. So is Pat. Former neighbors of Edith, and a few things that really impressed me about her were that her love for animals and birds and her garden and just her kindness and her sense of humor, and I loved that she loved cocktail hours. She introduced me to vodka gimlet, and that was,
How about a highball?
yes, how about a highball?
Yeah, she'd trap you.
And those were good times.
Right.
So that's all.
I would like to talk to you because we know Edith many years.
A long time.
It's a long time.
When did you meet her, son?
And I met her for almost 30 years, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, we met her. And one thing I really admire her, she have never negative.
No.
Always positive. And doesn't matter what happened, she always positive and everything worked out. That's what she said. And that is kind of sad. One time, she asked me, she said, "Son, I want to buy lunch." And so I said, okay. And said, "I want to tell you something." And so I said, all right. So we went out to lunch, and then this is a little place in the shoreline area. Because she knows, and I'm afraid I don't know place that I don't want to drive. And so she knows that. So we have a lunch a little bit, and there she said, "God give me my answer, my prayer." And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "I have a son. I found it. God gave me my prayer, my answer." And we both cried. But now I realize what God gave it to them, you guys. Because God gave it to her for your life, for her legacy. That is very important to you, all of you. And you know why? I still think for that. Because she never gave up to you guys. That's one I would tell you that.
Thank you for sharing,
Yeah,
Tom.
that's sharing for you because you are so blessed to have her and so we are. Ellen and I and Eric, we are so blessed. We always, and some Hansen, Lord,
yeah,
I
and the
forgot
Hansen
that.
Rolf.
Yeah, Hansen Lord. We are so blessed because we're always going to some holiday. We go together. And, you know, and at the end of the time, she doesn't want to drive if I pick it up. We go always together. We're always laughing. And I remember her, his face and smile more than anything else. So I just want to share with you guys. Really, really bless us.
Thank you.
She was worried about what was going to happen to her cat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, I'm just going to quit feeding it." We got to laughing about it. She really cared for that cat.
He's still doing well.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Tuffy, she named him Tuffy, and he keeps the rabbits cleaned out. He eats
Okay,
we
Todd.
find parts of rabbit just about every day. And the worst part is she brings them in the house to eat.
As presents, probably.
Yeah.
And it's in Rothwell, because none of our other cats did it. Maybe it's just the male cat.
You need to be an activities director. Activities director.
All right, there you go.
I'm vaccinated.
Me too. Me too. Aren't we proud? There you go. You're so good looking. Good looking. All right.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we're right on the same road as the college, just right as it turns into the country.
Yeah, the pastures and the mixed forest and